Studios spent millions to remove Sonic the Hedgehog's creepy human teeth. We changed the world of video game adaptations I never saw.
When I watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie for the first time, I left feeling excited. Not because I couldn't wait to see all of the 2020 theatrical releases that were advertised during the trailers, or because the film was particularly good.
Oh, come on.
I was excited because a new generation had their own version of Sonic. A new adaptation to grow attached to, independent from the games, and that was once the norm. Every cartoon or comic book existed in its own little world, with its own characters and characterizations. But as the franchise celebrates its 35th anniversary, that is no longer the case. Now, with a few exceptions, like the Skibidi Toilet crossover, everything is canon, only so long as it's currently ongoing. There's decades worth of strange offshoots that have now become obscure corners of Sonic's history, especially in animation. While many were short-lived, there's still appeal in their unique tones, dynamics, and storylines that have been buried deep within YouTube and streaming catalogs. In other words, the children must be educated about Rotor. It's time to reopen Sonic Schoolhouse.
Oh, what's with the old vine?
I'm in my mum's car. Broom, broom. Get out of my car!
I don't think this icon would be what he is today without the 1993 Saturday morning animated series simply titled Sonic the Hedgehog. It marked the first time Sonic had a memorable supporting cast, the first time Dr. Robotnik was a major threat, and the first time it told stories with real drama and stakes, making this character into more than just a mascot for the Sega Genesis, who's blue and pisses all over everything. This might not even be the funniest Sonic ad, if I'm being honest. I planned on educating the masses and knew I had to do it on the biggest stage possible. A moderately sized panel room at the MomoCon convention in Atlanta, Georgia, at 10 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. Oh, because it was a Saturday morning cartoon. Clever. After 3 years, I returned to the con to become Skeletor, get my ass beat at Sega Tetris, and pick up the greatest pin ever. I had a non-Sonic related blast reuniting with friends old and new. You watch American Dad for the first time with Dan the Man the Show and suddenly your room looks like this. I don't know how this happened, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day. Basically, I was as happy as the guy in this photo all weekend. Fellow YouTuber and Glizzy King, Terrific Tariq, let me pop out of his TV, Fat Albert style, to discuss this Sonic show with him live on stage. He had this exact same reaction in real life. Shout out to my pal Claire for brilliantly replicating both the style of this series and this classic comic cover. My favorite part is that she accidentally made a version replicating the other early 90s Sonic cartoon, and the style match is just as perfect. This version of our panel was cut down to be as close to one of our videos as I can make it. The audio you'll hear was recorded by the convention, so it's not perfect, but hopefully this is the most bearable my voice has ever sounded. Tariq has helped out with editing here and there over the years, so it was an honor to work alongside him once again and let his style influence this video.
Thanks, Ma.
Thanks, Mom.
Now let's jump right into the panel and, ooh, you weren't supposed to see that. This was here by accident. I'm just gonna speed through all this real quick. Yeah, I don't agree with this at all.
I don't think I've ever been more
I don't
embarrassed.
stand by any of this.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Ah, come on.
I had to do all of them. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, it just keeps going. Yeah.
So we're real sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're really sorry about this. Yeah, 4? We're only at 4. Yeah, we got it. We just
There's no way the
keep
last 3 are there. Oh, okay.
I'm so embarrassed when we took so long to get this panel set up, and now this huge mistake. All right. Yeah. We'll just rush through the next slide. We'll just keep going. So welcome to the panel, everyone. We made it. Yeah, we're finally here. And I'm so excited. So first, Tariq, who are you?
I am Toonrific Tariq. I make cartoon videos on YouTube.
And Tariq has an indie pilot that you can plug.
So my show, Hey.
Yeah.
Little sitcom, Insecure Meets Bob's Burgers.
Hi, I'm Nick. I run a little channel called NICKtendo. Talk about cartoons. I make videos about them. I yap. I love yapping.
I love thinking that I'm really funny and torturing everybody with that in my videos. Thank you. See, this, I like the validation. I do it all for the validation. So next question, what is this? What are we doing?
Right.
This year marks the 35th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, so we're going to be discussing the fan favorite series, Sonic the Hedgehog, which is the name of the show, known by fans as SatAM. So we do video reviews. We call them retrospectives to make it seem very fancy.
Right.
Very fancy, very sophisticated. And then we add a bunch of dumb jokes to really water it down. So according to the description of the panel, this will be filled with laughs and pure nostalgia. Debatable at best, I would say. And you might be wondering, out of all of the Sonic cartoons, why are we covering this show? It's short.
Yeah.
We're lazy, and we're like, yeah, we can just burn through all 26 of these babies in like 3 Discord calls. They were grueling, I will say.
It was kind of gnarly.
It was like, time zone wise, it was like, you were doing it like until like 1 a.m.
Yeah. As late as 2 probably.
Yeah. So it's the shortest. We were also inspired by a Discord call, also probably like up till 1 a.m., where we were just making fake thumbnails for each other.
Right.
And the one I made for Tariq is this. And I realized, wait a second, I know this guy. I can just make him make the video with me. And we got a couple rules for this panel.
Definitely.
So there's going to be a Q&A section after our presentation. So any comments, any questions, hold them until later. And because there's going to be a Q&A, no asking about when Tariq is going to do a Daria video, no asking about when Tariq is going to do a Static Shock video. And finally, when you see this picture of Rotor, you must cheer. That is the rule. We're going to try that out a little bit more.
Please clap.
I do want to say, Tariq, this picture of Rotor looks kind of familiar.
Oh, man.
Usually, if this was one of your videos, we would play like your theme song. Yeah. So we can't really play real-time audio in our PowerPoint presentation. I tried it like a couple years ago, and it sounded very bad. So instead, we have a little video prepared just to make up for that.
While I was playing that video, Tariq's microphone stopped working.
Well, I mean, we could probably try sharing one.
Look at this!
Nice and comfortable.
2 bros sharing the mic.
We've never been closer.
Literally, dude.
So why is the show called SatAM? We keep calling it Sonic SatAM. What does that mean? And again, the history, we got to whip the DEEK out. I looked up that DEEK actually stands for Diffusion Information Commercial.
No way that stands for something.
It stands for something. It is thing. They weren't just like, let's call it DEEK for laughs.
I thought that my entire life.
So the history of the show is that DEEK pitches the show to ABC, and Sonic is such a hot property in the early 90s. They bought it on the spot. But DEEK, they also want to run the show in first-run syndication alongside airing it on network on ABC. And they also did The Real Ghostbusters. And they had a similar thing where they made a season that was just in syndication.
Right.
So they're like, okay, we can sell it in syndication. We can also have it on network. We can do both of those things. ABC is like, no, you can't do that. You're not going to do that. So DEEK is at an impasse. As some may say. So they're like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to sell them 2 shows. We're going to sell a silly one called The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Right. We're going to put that in syndication. And so audiences won't get confused, we're also going to sell just Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a little dark, more of an ensemble show, to ABC. And we're going to make a lot of money That was the end goal. And we also call it SatAM because everything is called Sonic the Hedgehog.
True.
There's so many things. So because the show aired on Saturday mornings, like we're here on Saturday morning.
Right.
Shout out to the scheduling team from MomoCon.
Yeah, somebody was big brain.
Someone was big brain. Thank you all for being out here on Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah, but I personally think it's called Sonic the Hedgehog. Because there he is. So we're going to get into development and concept art, and Tariq has not seen any of this.
Yeah.
A lot of this information comes from an early pitch Bible, and you're going to be getting Tariq's first-hand reactions. The Bible is written from the point of view of the characters as they introduce themselves, which is really strange. One of my favorite lines to point out from the pitch Bible is, there's a slogan that goes, "Have fun, go to jail. On Mobius, fun is the F word."
Whoa.
Yeah. And there's an illustration from like a children's picture book. That's No Fun Allowed. I think this is the inspiration for No Fun Allowed. The genesis of No Fun Allowed. Yeah. So take a look at these. There's a bunch of like really Don Bluth inspired designs.
I was supposed to. Dan Haskett draw those on the side. What's going on over there?
Robotnik's like a warlock, like a wizard in a lot of these.
So is that Sally?
Yeah, Sally's like just a princess. She's like a human teenager.
Crazy.
They ran with that. There's like a bunch of ones with that in mind. Yeah. We'll go to the next batch.
Look at Sonic.
Look at Sonic.
Look at Rotor. Jesus, this is crazy.
So I'll run through like a lot of the differences. So Rotor was a sea lion named Boomer. Snively was named Quizly.
Nice.
There was a cut character who ended up in the Archie comics, which we'll touch on later on.
Right.
He was a 100-year-old black man. He had a long white beard. He was their caretaker. So kind of Uncle Chuck kind of slid into that role. Antoine was gonna be a guy. Antoine was gonna be a dude, and then like a dog man.
Is that what that one is right there?
The one in the corner. That's Antoine. They had this really bad idea where Tails is going to be like, he's going to be 4.5 years old. He's going to wear a cowboy hat and he's going to speak in a deep, gravelly Southern accent. And there's like 3 visions of the pitch Bible where that's still in there. They were really confident in this idea.
This last minute change.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that showed up to the meeting like, maybe we shouldn't, we should get a kid.
We should get a child. Please get a child.
Right.
Do not use that out of context.
I co-signed it. I said right.
Yeah. You agreed. You were confident. So we got a bunch of bunnies here, and I like a lot of these. These are very
these are pretty cool.
My favorite is the bottom left, because that's just
I was gonna
say. Like, do that. We need that.
It was on. It was popular.
It was popular, yeah. There's a lot of writers that also did like freelance episodes on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So these Robotniks are crazy.
Whoa, look at the one in the bottom right.
I really don't have anything to say besides he's very pig-like in a lot of these.
It's funny, you think about like the designs in the game, and it's like, well, okay, it just kind of like carried some stuff over, but they were trying to reinvent a lot.
There's like no mustache in this. Which is wild. So these are some Sallys.
What is she there?
She's like a cat princess.
Oh.
But they were going for like a Princess Jasmine thing. There's really Jetsons. The top row.
Judy Jetson at the top.
Yeah. They were still hoping to have her a teenager. The one on the bottom left is like very Rayman. To me, like one of the fairies or witches in that game. I'm behind on my Rayman lore. We're not doing the Rayman. The
Rabbits panel.
The Rabbits panel, yeah.
Is that a short cartoon? We could do that next.
Yeah. I think they made like 3 seasons of that.
Never mind.
Someone was asking, are you guys going to do Sonic Underground? And there's like 40 of those.
Yeah, no. We're not going to be doing that.
No. So yeah, this was, they did a bunch of designs, early concept art with the Cat Sally Princess design. So to get into some deep Sonic lore, Sega America's Story Bible for Sonic, which is like companies that are working with us, here expanded universe of Sonic characters, and they were somewhat used. There's like a book. There's a British comic book that uses a team that includes Johnny Lightfoot the rabbit, Sally Acorn the squirrel, Porker Lewis the pig, Joe Sushi the walrus, Flicky the bluebird, Tux the walrus, and Chirps the chicken. So all your favorite characters that 100% exist and are loved by fans.
I need a whole show with that squad.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah,
Porker Lewis, the pig?
Yeah.
I like how some of these, like, have full names and then, like, the rabbit.
The rabbit. I think I included the animal names afterwards, just for reference.
Okay.
But it's like an Amy Rose thing, like Amy Rose and Amy Rose the Hedgehog would be how you introduce her to someone who doesn't know what she's supposed to be. So a lot of these more refined versions of the characters ended up in the early Archie comics. Like there was a little 1992 miniseries of 4 issues that came out a year before the show actually dropped. I was fascinated to learn that the Pitch Bible has stuff that just made it into the comics, but not the show, like Sonic speed settings. There's even things like Tails is brown in the show because Tails was being created as they were making the show.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So there's like early sprites of Tails where he's brown, and that's why he's brown in the cartoon. And in the comics for years, they never made him orangish yellow. Yeah.
I think I like that you chose information that you knew I would find interesting so I could react this way.
Yes.
The audience can go like, wow, this is really informative.
Yes. Yeah, I kept you in the dark very intentionally about a lot of this. I wasn't like running your DMs like, he used to be brown, he was going to be brown.
4 a.m.
4 a.m. knocking on your door, running back into the hotel.
You're not going to believe this.
Yeah. Tariq, I have some exciting news. Tails wasn't always orange. And there's things that just stuck around with these versions of the characters. Rotor was originally named Boomer,
right?
Which has aged beautifully as a nickname. Okay, Boomer. But yeah, they changed his colors a lot. They changed his design a lot in the cartoon, and we'll get into that. Don't you worry. But he was going to be used purple for like years and years in the comics.
Yeah. Right.
I'm used to purple Rotor.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
We no longer have to share.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I was getting rough.
it was
too close to this guy.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna move on over into the pilot of the show. So the basic setup of this show is that Sonic and Tails are part of a underground rebel group called the Freedom Fighters. They live in the secret village of Knothole, and they plot against the evil dictator Dr. Robotnik, who has taken over the city of Mobotropolis, turned it into Robotropolis. He's turned all the anthropomorphic animals into robots, and the Freedom Fighters are trying to stop it. And the intro of this show sets it up really well, but we didn't see it. We were watching like copies of the episodes that were like snip the intro out, which is
except
a shame.
One time.
Yeah, except for one time.
We got one with the intro.
Yeah, that was the file I used for a lot of reference. I'm like, well, this is the one with the intro at the beginning. And compared to the show itself, I thought the animation was like a little more polished, had more classic cartoon influence, brighter colors, and there's a lot more like Sonic and Tails. There's not a lot of Sonic and Tails in the show. Yeah. And I was talking to you about this last night. This was one thing I had to tell you. You just had to get out of me.
Too good information.
It was too good that this show came first, and then they started developing Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is the silly like Ren and Stimpy, Looney Tunes style one, and that's all Sonic and Tails. That's like a huge part of the show. So they were planning on doing more with it here. So Tails is in Sonic's backpack. He's very cute.
This was before they were
doing that.
This was before that.
Yeah.
It's like this one is like a little sillier too.
Yeah.
Like there's like cartoon physics instead of being really grounded like the whole rest of the cartoon is.
And Tails flies in this episode. He doesn't fly in the
He doesn't fly for like most of that.
Most of season 1. Yeah. This ended up being my favorite episode, just because there's a lot of setup, and it made us mad when we got to this one. Because it wasn't aired as the first episode. We had no idea.
This was episode 13.
Yeah, this was the last one of season 1 that we watched. And we were mad.
Yeah.
Because this has so much crucial setup. Very basic lore things. Like, I think it's like briefly seen in one episode. But the way they enter Knothole, which is super important. Because it's like a hidden city.
Right.
But it's not always clear. It just looks like it's in the middle of a forest clearing. So yeah, we got angry.
Come here. All right.
They start fucking, it was gross.
So I want to talk about Sonic and Sally. They're kind of the core of the show. We thought it was interesting that Sonic sounds more like a kid.
Right.
And Sally is this deep, full-grown woman voice.
Voiced by, Sonic was voiced by Jalil White, Steve Urkel. Are we gonna make some noise for Steve Urkel? Is that what's gonna happen? Okay. And you could very much hear like, okay, this is definitely like a teenager doing this voice.
And I'll tell you, that fish stick was so big.
And, you know, Sonic is written more immature than the rest of the characters. He still takes a lot of the situations really seriously, but he's still written significantly more immature. And it doesn't help that the other characters have, like, adult voices.
You pointed out that Sonic seems more mature when he's a supporting character. Because if he's driving the conflict, then he's, like, you know, a lot more, like, backsass and all that stuff.
Yeah. Because they really have to push forward, like, I guess those negative traits in order to, like, really sell an arc or something like that for Sonic.
I'll tell you who doesn't have a clue.
Who?
Look in the mirror.
All I see is hedgehog perfection.
Oh, brother.
Sonic and Sally, they have a lot of cute romantic banter. And I said they were like Han Solo and Princess Leia.
And I said, okay, because I don't know what that means.
Tariq has never seen, you've only seen...
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Oh, and I've seen Phineas and Ferb's Star Wars.
What are you doing here, Isabella?
So yeah, there's a ton of Star Wars references. There's Robotnik's Empire's like the Empire. You know, the Empire from Star Wars.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do they go to like in Blue Harvest on Family Guy?
They go to like the space station with a bunch of robots that's like the Mos Eisley Cantina that you obviously know. I was like, this episode is like Lando Calrissian betraying Han Solo, and you're like, what is that?
Dude,
I have no idea what that means.
Those might be my exact words.
Sonic looks weird when he cries or sweats.
Oh man, the design. So Sonic does not have eyelids in this cartoon. Instead, the pupils blink, but there's no like blue that comes down or like tan like all the other designs for the character. It's just literally the pupils. And when he cries, it just kind of leaks, like from right underneath the eye.
He's like sweating in this image, but you were like tracking the tears when we were watching it. Like, go back, look at that tear coming out of his eye. His giant, huge mono eye. Yeah, Sonic. I think the big cheat of the show is if he's ever in a pinch, he just grabs a ring. And everything's better. Like
especially
they don't.
That second.
Yeah. They don't always set up. Oh, Sonic got a ring. Sonic has a catchphrase. Yeah, he talks about juice a lot. And so do we. We prepared a little. We're gonna have a little juice break for ourselves. Yeah. We be very careful when pouring the juice as to not.
It's a good old-fashioned bro juice off.
This is our compilation of every time Sonic said juice. And the way this worked is that Tariq would pause the episode and be like, "Well, he just said juice. He just said juice." And I would write it down because I couldn't see the timestamps when we were watching it.
Got it, juice it loose. Juice time. Got it, juice and cut it loose. Juice and jam time. It's juiced. Juice and jam time. Man, we're really starting to juice. The TPs are ready to juice. Ooh, I like to hang, but I gotta juice. I need a big juice. Juice. Call me Juice.
Let us get loose and juice.
Wonderful. Can we have a round of applause for Juice? Yeah.
Some good juice, by the way.
It was good. Yeah. Shout out.
No notes.
Shout out Minute Maid. Huge Minute Maid fans. Yeah, right here. Little rotor break.
Good to see you guys on your toes.
Got it. Gringo. Antoine, it's bingo, not gringo.
So we're going to talk about the Freedom Fighters. We thought it was weird that there's like not a consistent lineup for the team. If the group is going on a mission together, it's not always consistent what characters that's going to be. And they don't do like A plot, B plot. It's not like Scooby-Doo where they split off and have their own adventures.
So some episodes, like, you will go the entire 22 minutes without Tails. Or Rotor. Like, they'll just kind of ignore it. They spend a lot of time with Antoine, though.
We'll get to Antoine. We'll get to our favorite character on the show. Rotor didn't make much of an impression. I like that his tech combines like nature elements and like Robotnik's like scrap technology. But he's got like an episode where he's like second fiddle to Sonic. He's just kind of like doing the tech stuff.
Right.
But I like Bunny. She like is great at kicking robots. She just like slams him down. And she's like cool for the world building because they don't show why she's like half cyborg. Yeah. She and Sally get brainwashed multiple times. They're like very, very clearly the damsels in distress.
But they're also like super competent.
They're competent. Yeah,
so
they're on missions all the time.
Yeah,
it makes up for it a little bit.
It adds to the drama to take away characters that know what they're doing too. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. They give her and Sally some one-on-one moments that I thought was nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Would have liked to see more of that. And then there's Nicole.
Love Nicole.
Nicole's great. Nicole's just like almost a text to speech. I feel like in another version of the show she would be text to speech.
Right.
But she just sounds like Sally, right? Or is it like a similar voice?
Similar voice.
Yeah, similar voice.
I'm surprised it was the same actress.
Yeah. She's like Sally's handheld supercomputer. Pretty unique character. I'm gonna burp. It's just we just juiced.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what happens.
It's catching up to us.
I know. I really like when she starts using Sonic slang.
I was gonna say they have Nicole and Sonic have a really great episode where they bond. Sonic bonds with the little handheld computer.
Yo, Nicole.
Sonic, my main hedgehog. What up? I hate when she talks like that.
Since then, she's just Sonic. I don't know what he did to her, the impression that he had on her, but she's like, Sally, chill out. Like, let's juice. Like, it's just there's so much of it.
I think the quote that we really attached on to is that Sally says, "Nicole, lock in."
Yeah, he told her to lock in.
Come on, Nicole, lock in.
So I have mixed feelings on Antoine. So at first I'm like, why are they so mean to Antoine? I felt like this. But then I'm like, oh wait, I don't like Antoine.
Right.
So I feel like this now.
Right. Dude, he sucks.
He's so useless. Sally don't want you. You're useless on missions. It took us 14 minutes in one episode to realize that Antoine wasn't there. Yeah. We're like, why are we not annoyed with this episode? What's going on?
I'm having a good time.
We're having a really nice time. So there's like so much variety in the world. There's robots in space, underground monsters. Robotnik's not always the antagonist, which is cool. But I will say Sonic explores temples, robotic layers, and robotic layers inside temples. So environment-wise, there's a good contrast between Knothole and like the wasteland outside of it. But I can't tell you, like, there's not a lot of like specific locations.
No.
Yeah.
They don't have like a hangout.
They don't.
There's no like bar that they go to or anything like that.
At the end of the day. We're gonna get to like the Family Guy stuff a little bit later.
I didn't mean that.
They're gonna hang out at the Clayo.
Yeah. They should though.
They should.
Peter would welcome them with open arms.
Yes, Peter's so accepting. Yeah, but we do like there's a lot of wins and losses, like small wins for the heroes, where sometimes they end an episode on a sad note.
Right.
I thought it was like cool for like a 90s Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of bored. We were a little bored sometimes. Yeah. I think watching them like back to back.
They weren't made to be.
They weren't made to be binged. Yeah. This is also like a kind of a point of contention for the adaptation as a whole, but it's not very Sonic-y. There's not a lot of Sonic elements.
Right.
But I think they should have gone to MAGA more.
What?
Yeah, you know MAGA? They didn't know. They
didn't know. They
right.
couldn't have known.
So my like little soapbox moment is that the way everyone talks about the show, it's like this dark, super dark Sonic. And with like the Robotnik stuff, it is. Like there's this really detailed, beautiful looking cyberpunk city. Robotnik's pretty scary dude.
Snively, what color is my heart?
I don't say a heart, sir.
Exactly.
He's very Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, and it's got this dark reputation. But I will say, a Robotnik is Gargamel, Knothole Smurf Village. They're trying to save the environment like Captain Planet, and the Freedom Fighters are the Rescue Rangers. So I think that there's a lot of like just general Saturday morning cartoon DNA. A lot of writers that worked like on some of these shows also did SatAM. So even though they're kind of pushing what they can do, they gotta fall. They gotta fall into like what's safe. They gotta sell it, make it sellable. And you really see that divide as we get into season 2, where they're trying to do like this story arc. Freedom Fighters are trying to rescue Sally's dad from the mysterious void. They're recruiting other Freedom Fighter groups. Uncle Chuck, Sonic's robot uncle. He's kind of acting as a spy for them. Robotnik has this huge ultimate weapon. There's this great like two-parter where Sonic and Sally, they go back in time, so they see Robotnik take over, which is in the intro, but they don't really expand on it in season 1. So kind of getting 2 episodes about that, and they don't do the annoying origin story thing. There's like show how they show how Snippy lost his hair, but otherwise it's just like it's just
we did talk about that. How like usually in cartoons where they do episodes in the past, there's like a lot of like really annoying explanations, like. Oh, that's where this came from. Like, you know, this recurrent thing about this guy, that's where this came from. They don't really do that here. Like you said, they show how Sniffly lost his hair.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is like really just a straightforward story about like trying to stop Robotnik in the past.
Yeah, and there's a little more side character stuff. Tails gets like there's suddenly a Tails episode where like Tails becomes a full-blown freedom fighter. Little rush, but it was like cool. And Bunny gets briefly de-roboticized. And Tariq, can you talk about how you reacted to this episode?
When we watched the episode where Bunny gets de-roboticized, I said, "Oh, is this gonna be like that Family Guy episode where Joe gets to walk again?"
And it was.
It was exactly like it.
They do reverse it.
It was exactly like it.
And this was like coincidentally the week where Joe was walking again.
That's true.
Family Guy.
In a recent episode in season, what is this, like 24 or something, they just had Joe walk again. Like that week we watched this.
Oh, Joe, it's a miracle. You can't walk.
Switch to full power. I hate my life.
There's a character that's by Robotnik's side the entire time.
You said that they gave him a Slinkman.
They did. You guys seen Camp Laszlo? The little slug Slinkman, Lumpus's, the Scoutmaster's assistant.
Yeah.
He immediately, I was like, that's just Slinkman. Okay, I know what kind of guy this is.
Can you make me happy twice in one day, Sniffy?
They introduced Dulcie the Dragon.
Yeah, Cree Summer,
yeah. They just look good in the role.
Yeah.
But they just have her like crash land a bunch. It's kind of repetitive, the gags they try to do with her. They gave her an episode with like hallucinations of her mom. They have to go back to like her where she was born or something like that.
Yeah, and we don't learn nearly as much as I think they thought we did.
Yeah, they make it seem like it's a lot more emotional than it is.
Ow! I was just kidding, okay? Don't have a cow.
They also cut 2 episodes. Instead of doing like regular half-hour episodes, they did 11-minute segments. And they're all about Antoine. Like, they're all Antoine focused.
You can't fill a half hour, people, because he sucks.
There's like a cannibal hyena bikers. And as like someone who's really into like the Archie Sonic comics, they're like the only thing that has not been carried over. One of the only things that I didn't know about going in.
Yeah.
So very confused by that. They have Rotor build like a Frankenstein's Bride.
Yeah.
You thought this was like they were doing a Frankenstein's Bride, like an out of canon episode at first.
Because it just didn't seem right.
Sonic shows up like 7 minutes into the episode, and he's like barely
Sonic
in it.
Yeah, there's no Sonic. That thing tripped me out. It was by that point, it really was just like these like D-tier characters. It was like Rotor and Antoine. It's like
the Rotor and Antoine episode. And Antoine's just being harassed by this robot bride for like the entire time.
Yeah.
They like don't really resolve it in a satisfying way.
No.
Yeah. And she doesn't show up again, so much for all the continuity that they love so much.
I think we literally said like, oh, that's it?
That's it. Yeah. It's weird to have like the higher stakes, but they're also doubling down on the comedy stuff. So we got to take a break. We got to talk about
Big guy.
So can you talk about Antoine and your dog?
Yeah. There was Antoine got really sad in an episode, and he reminded me of my dog.
Yeah. So Sonic shows feet. Sally has a vest, which makes her look less naked.
I really like the vest.
Right. They get in season 2. They gave Sally a vest because before that she just kind of had this like woman body.
But we couldn't figure out like how the pockets work. There's a pocket on the side and the pocket on the back, but they're not visible from all angles.
No.
There's some animation errors because they were making the show really fast. But more importantly, there's another Family Guy comparison with Antoine.
You guys see Antoine's eye just like slowly rolling off his face. Reminded me of Mick Stroke.
So they really hype up the 2-part season finale, the 1-part season finale. There's not a 2-part season finale. But they're like, next week is Doomsday.
Yeah, the end.
Yeah.
At the end of the penultimate episode, they're like, next week, Doomsday.
I thought they were going to like really get darker really fast, but like second last episode, Antoine is being tortured with margarine by Snively. He's gonna cook with margarine instead of butter.
So stupid. I hate Antoine, dude. That's still worse.
We hate Antoine. If Antoine has one hater, it's me. If Antoine has 0 haters, I'm dead. I'm dead. So Robotnik's ultimate weapon are these flying saucer pods. They're going to help him control the entire world. I thought that the final confrontation between Sonic and Robotnik didn't feel personal. Like they don't interact face to face that much in the show, and they barely do here.
Sonic is kind of screaming at him from a distance.
Yeah.
We'll get you, Robotnik. Like it's real. It's never really in front of him too much.
No. But I thought the final sequence where Sonic and Sally, they kind of team up. They just destroy Metropolis. She gets to have like Sonic's powers, which I thought was super cool. So it's like a satisfying ending until we get to the cliffhanger where it seems like Snively's gonna take over. There's a mysterious ally. So what do you think? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in season 3? Nothing. It got canceled.
What?
There's a bunch of speculation about that. The show was pitted up against Power Rangers, so the ratings fell. They were preempted for sports. The executive who championed the show was fired. Deke was said to have breached contract with Sega. But we do not have time to get into that because I'm still mourning.
Welcome to a segment I like to call Topics That Were Too Detailed or Boring for a Live Panel. That name doesn't really roll off the tongue, but hey, at least it's more clear of a title than SatAM. Take that, fan sites from 30 years ago. I'm cutting in to elaborate on a few points that Tariq and I just did not have the time to discuss. First off, the contract-breaking news was only uncovered last year when fans got a hold of legal documents from a former Sega of America executive. Sega claims that Deke didn't account for their own expenses and revenues, and, more pressingly, sold animation cells of Sonic SatAM without their permission. Sega apparently made efforts to reobtain them, and that could explain why any cells from this series are stunningly rare and hard to come by. Due to Deke's actions, Sega terminated their agreement to continue producing more SatAM episodes. Some have speculated that this is the true reason why the cartoon was canceled, but I don't buy it. This decision didn't stop future Sonic animated projects from being made with Deke, like the 1995 Christmas Blast Special and 1999 Sonic Underground.
Get on with it, you fool!
We don't know the outcome of this lawsuit. Plus, this document dates back to September 1995, and fall this year is when a potential Season 3 would have premiered if it had been greenlit. Deke allegedly began selling the cells as early as January 1994, so perhaps it was a legal strategy to hold off on suing for over a year. However, by this point, terminating the agreement reads as a way for Sega to gain more leverage.
The laws are there for a reason. You may not agree with them, but you gotta obey them. You don't ever want to end up in court.
It's not like ABC was paying to make more episodes anyway. Perhaps the situation would have been different if a Season 3 was ordered, but I can't imagine that ratings lowering and key executives leaving had no impact on its fate. At least this lawsuit didn't prevent SatAM from being re-released in the future. What would we do without these gorgeous DVD covers?
We're gonna look at some foreign DVD covers, so just like, you haven't seen these before, so these are Russian DVD covers.
I like the first one.
He's so sad.
Yeah, he's so sad. He's like, yeah, I guess I'm Sonic.
I like this one. That's like a redrawn screenshot.
Yeah. This is like an in-between.
Yeah. This one uses like concept art for the show that I thought was cool. And this one's just a bootleg. I don't know what's going on here.
You see the generations? Look, this is crazy.
They're just doing whatever.
He's not on that skateboard, man.
In terms of official home media, previously the series have been released through bare-bones volumes on VHS and DVD with a handful of episodes. It took until 2007 for us to get a complete series box set, courtesy of Shout Factory. I picked up my own copy after getting one loaned to me for the panel, and was honestly impressed by the work put into it by producer Brian Ward. It was riding the wave of the 2000s DVD boom, aimed at young parents who grew up with the series and wanted to introduce it to their kids. Still, there's a lot of material here for hardcore fans. The back cover even calls it SatAM. Ward visited fan sites to ask those audiences what they wanted to see, and sifted through boxes upon boxes of production material at Deke's offices. That's how much he cared. To start, the episodes have never looked better. All of the obvious and very early digital post-production effects can now be seen in the best quality possible. The animated menus look like they were pulled right out of the show. Season 1 is the Freedom Fighters in Knothole, and Season 2 is Robotnik and Robotropolis. Look at Sniffly, he's hitting the bonus features button. This thing is loaded with extras. A concept art gallery, a PDF of the pilot episode script, and storyboards for deleted scenes, the entire series finale, and a scrap version of the intro that fit the lighthearted tone of the pilot. It was animated but has never been fully recovered, outside of a few cells and a clip shown at the 1993 Summer Consumer Electronics Show. Writer Ben Hurst and Jaleel White were also interviewed. The cast was stacked with 90s voice acting legends, but if they were only going to get one performer, I'm glad it was Jaleel.
I really wanted to make him just like, of no race. So when you listen to Sonic, I don't think you even get an impression that, it was like, is he black, is he white, is he surfer, is he whatever? No, instead he's just hero.
The ugly artwork you can usually find on these SatAM DVDs is almost nowhere to be found. Instead, the discs and all of their cover art were sourced by fans. They're done in pencil, crayon, marker, or digital illustrations. I love how this super emo piece is now considered official. It looks like they're attending a funeral. Some of the drawings use Sonic's modern design, trace artwork from the games or comics, or include characters that weren't present in the cartoon, like Knuckles and Fang, but that adds to its charm. A small but dedicated fandom has formed around these 26 episodes, a forgotten piece of Sonic the Hedgehog's history. I felt very inspired coming through the meticulously archived fan pages that this video wouldn't exist without. Like, check out this cute custom Sonic plush I was given to show off at the panel. There's even an unofficial fully animated continuation in the works under Team C3 On. Real C3PO-ass project name. If you just want to own the episodes on disc, N-Circle has an affordable DVD available now, but if you want a higher quality offering that comes across like it was shaped by true blue fans, track down Shaft Factory Set. Even the crew cover, where the line art is incomplete and no one has drawn a model, has its charms. Yeah, I'm Rotor.
Nick. Nick.
What?
This cover was drawn by an official artist for the old comics, right? The Sonic Live guy?
I knew that. Who doesn't know about old Kenny Penny? Speaking of which, Ben Hurst shared a handful of ideas with fans that he would have liked to incorporate into a potential continuation to SatAM, and those made their way into the Archie book. The scrap character of Nate Morgan, the King's former advisor, shifted from a magical parental figure to a genius scientist and ally of the Freedom Fighters, being the one behind the creation of the Power Rings in this continuity. Other similarities seem coincidental, like Snively joining the Freedom Fighters and subsequently betraying them is a perfect plot for a Saturday morning cartoon. Separate writers and producers have claimed that the red eyes you see as the show concludes belong to Knuckles or Naugus, but both ended up being crucial to these comics. There's also Tails coming into his own as a freedom fighter and gaining an incredible power, a love triangle between Sonic, Sally, and another hero, Mobius being the victim of a nuclear apocalypse on Earth that mutated its animal inhabitants, Sonic growing bored with the restoration of Mobotropolis, and Nicole being a real little girl whose consciousness was transferred into a computer. That last one is kind of hard to explain.
I put the brain in the robot,
Archie Sonic is not a straight continuation of SatAM, but I like having a glimpse into what the cartoon would have been like had it continued for 2 more decades, slowly accumulating original characters, evolving its art style, and folding in new additions to the games. When the comic rebooted itself in the early 2010s, we even got to see what the cast would have looked like as current-day Sega characters. I was never too keen on having a design straight out of Dragon Tales in this universe, so I have a lot of newfound respect for how Dulce's harness and weird knee wings were reincorporated into her new look. Say what you will about Near Naked Antoine and Jacked Rotor, but I prefer these versions of them compared to how they were reworked in Season 2. These guys fit in more with the rest of the team, but their faces are far less appealing and expressive.
Don't worry, I will always love you.
I could have seen Archie's rebooted Freedom Fighters starring in an action show that aired at 6 a.m. on Cartoon Network. Next to Ninjago, Transformers, and Sonic Boom, I guess. I've been sent this promo multiple times, being told I sound like the old Cartoon Network announcer.
Start your weekend off with a Sonic Boom!
And I think overall, to wrap this up with 2 minutes left and 1 minute with a special surprise at the end, I don't think it like entirely holds up, but we had a good time watching it. Yeah. It's a product of its time.
Yeah. Like that kind of Saturday morning cartoon it did.
All right. Tariq likes to make emotionally manipulative AMVs to make you think you watched a good video. I make them to make you think you watched a good panel. So here we go. I made this with Tariq. You picked the song out.
I picked the song.
Surrender.
Nah, this hedgehog never gives up. Let's do it to it.
You're the best, Sonic.
I know. All for one and one for all. Freedom fighters forever.
Let's give it up for NICKtendo.
All right. We don't have time for the Q&A, unfortunately.
Sorry,
so
guys.
one more thing. Hey, Tariq, what does the SMD in the poster stand for?
Ooh. That's our time, guys.